Good evening, everybody. I am sorry I'm late. Unfortunately, I had fire training tonight. I had active shooter training that went a little longer than anticipated. I do apologize. So, who would like to come on tonight? But the Trek After Dark can be on here with the CS. Anybody can come on tonight. See what we can get going here. Let's see if I can get a few friends to pop on. So, good evening to Russell, Carol Thompson, Justin Fitzek. I know I butchered that. I'm sorry. Brian Murphy, Jim Landis, Dominique, Charlotte, Christopher, Aaron, Alvin. Welcome. We gotta give me a second. I'm going to send some invites to some people here. I believe we're going to get Mr. Sam Black. Welcome, sir. Good to have you on as always. So, guys, remember, this is Trek After Dark, okay? We are, this is not your normal discussion. We talk about just about anything. We have a laugh. Due to the COVID-19 virus, we're here to have a good time and everything. Hang on one second. Hello, Fiona. What are you doing? Are you not on your phone? Oh, sorry, everybody. My daughter, my 9-year-old, had to call me and tell me she loved her daddy and tell me good night. And she told me her prayer real quick. So, who would like to come on tonight? Let's see. Does the 40 viewers for special announcement go for tonight? So, the announcement's not going to be put out there. I was asked not to make the announcement, so I am not making that announcement for that particular thing as of right now. So, sorry, guys. So, we have some updates on, let's see. So, we get here. So, the IC-19 investigation is complete. It's in the hands of the Admiralty Board right now. Yeah, 1 second. So they are working on that. I know a lot of you guys are upset about the Moodle. Okay, so that is not the Academy's fault. I told them that I wanted Moodle offline until it was brought current to protect our members' information. I authorized Tony to get an SSL security search for everything that ends in sfi.org. We have it uploaded onto the main sfi.org site. They have not, the Site 5 hosting company has not uploaded it yet to the secondary sites. So until that is done, Moodle will stay offline so I can make sure that all of everybody's members' information is being secured like it needs to be. So if you want to push blame, you want to be mad, that's fine. That's my fault. That's my directive, and that's what they're carrying out. So until Site 5 gets that information put on there, we're gonna leave that offline. Now, that does not mean that the Academy is offline. You can still get the Academy, go through the courses, email the directors. You guys can still get your courses. It's just right now Moodle is offline until the SSL security cert is uploaded by Site 5, our hosting company. We're having some problems with them, but as of right now, we're doing the best we can. So my main thing is to make sure that you guys' private information is being secure. So that's why this is offline. Like Jim said, you can still email the directors for exams and manuals. So I got two guys going to come in here this second. More, you guys are all welcome. Anybody else that wants to do it, shoot me a private message. Jim, you got to come on here, man. I see we have the 1st Brigade OIC watching us. Good to see you, Philip. James, good to see you too, sir. Let's see here. We're going to wait for these guys to get in here. The other thing is the database is still ongoing. We're about 98% done with it. We are yeah. Carol, it's not a step back. The main thing, the Moodle is not gone, guys. Moodle is just offline until we get the security cert in place. This was brought to my attention by a few members of the Admiralty Board that it was not secure. My job is to make sure that your guys' public information, private information is being secured. So you're not taking a step back. It's just right now it's offline until this gets taken on. That's it. Let's see here. Database is like 98% done. They're doing, Tony is finishing up the hosting. Once he's done with the hosting, we'll be able to get the new database rolled out, hopefully in the next couple months, if not sooner, is what we're hoping for. Welcome to Ensign David Worthy of the USS Blackstone. Good to have you, sir.
Steve.
What region are you out of, David?
I'm out of 12. I'm associated with the USS Blackstone out of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, you're under Santa Claus Boggs.
That's correct. That's my it's my CO and my RC.
He's a good man, so it's all right. So we'll wait for somebody else. So, David, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been in SFI? How long have you liked Trek, and what's your favorite series?
Well, I started with Trek from the days about the time I could walk. I started watching it somewhere around 70. So I'm a big fan of original series, but if I had to put money down, it'd be the latter half of DS9. However, I've only been in SFI a couple of years, so I'm learning the ropes of the organization and getting a lot of good information from your AMA broadcasts.
Now, everybody, there should be no reason why people are not informed. Okay, I had a few people send me a message Sunday. They're like, well, what's the status of this? What's the status of this? I said, well, Jason, send me a private message. You can come on. And they're like, well, I don't know what's going on. Well, you know, the old Vice Commander Starfleet, he did an AMA once a month, which gave me this idea. I do one every week, and then I have an After Dark episode on Thursday, so you guys can ask questions. You know, if you don't know something, ask it. If you don't ask it, then you obviously did not really want to know about it.
Yeah, I was just getting into the groove of SFI and club meetings and all when COVID slammed down. So I was beginning to learn, and so I'm looking at every resource I can to figure out more and more of what's going on, what the history's like, what the rules, responsibilities, how to move up, and how to move on to bigger and better things in the organization. You know, I may be new to the group, but I'm not new to Star Trek, and I'm not new to clubs. I'm just new to how this one works.
Yeah, it's you know, like I was in your place. You know, I'll be honest. Everybody's like, well, why did you become Commander of Starfleet? Well, let me tell you. When I joined this organization 12 years ago, I did not want to be in the top seat. I've got people that don't like me in this organization. I've got a person that right now is just downright attacking me and tearing me a new one all up and down. I don't really care. I'm not going to lose any sleep over anything like this.
Well, as a leader, you shouldn't be popular with everybody. You should upset everybody equally to make sure everything runs right.
Exactly. What? Hang on. Jason sent me the wrong message to the wrong thing.
FFI, failure to follow instructions.
Exactly, Jason. Send me a message to my private, Jason, private message, dude, not Commander Starfleet Facebook page. Private message. I didn't really see myself in here. When I came on, I did not want to be any higher than a lieutenant commander. So I started out as a second lieutenant. I was classified as a diplomatic security specialist. That's what my MOS said. So and then I got talked into being the chief of science on the USS Odin, and then I got promoted to major. And then turns out that that was a correspondence chapter out of Jeffersonville, Indiana, and at the time it was under the command of Tony Lopes. And so I found out that my best friend here in the same town as me was starting up a new chapter. So I transferred to the Constellation. I founded their Marine Corps chapter, and I got put as second officer. Well, I got bumped to lieutenant colonel. Well, the XO got sick, so I had to step into the XO spot, and then the CO was sick in 2013-ish, somewhere around there, and I had to step up as CO, and it seems like I keep getting up higher, and I'm like, I don't remember me wanting to do this.
Yeah, I made a joke a couple of weeks ago about assassinating your way to the top. We may need to check into some of these instances.
Well, it wasn't me. my old CO on the Constellation's Hooper, the one that comes on here. Yeah, and he's one of the. I don't know. He's one of those guys.
There's no way to describe Hooper.
No,
it just needs to be experienced.
Yeah, Hooper is an experience. You guys, if you ever get the chance to actually meet him, you would probably just die laughing. He's also a comedian too. Oh Lord, here we go.
Good evening from Ottawa.
The magical thing is I can mute his mic. It's so nice. Isn't that, guys? Look how quiet it is. Just listen. Awesome. And there he is now. And now he's gone again. And he's back. And he's gone. See, I can do this all night.
Now, don't poke the bear.
Philip says, you're 5 months in, man. What are you doing to keep your sanity? I don't know. Philip, I don't know if I have any sanity left, dude. I basically walked into a giant crap show. I didn't know how bad the. Hang on one second.
Oh well, he disappeared.
That means we get to talk about him now that he's gone.
No. Ancient, you have to learn that you cannot talk about senior officers. It's against the rules. And you can
you have to talk politely about them. You can talk about them. You just have to be polite and respectful.
Well, let me tell you, okay. I'm not offended. I've got one guy in Region 1 that hates me and hopes my soul burns with me. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I've got people that don't like me Region 4. I've got people that don't like me just about every region. But,
people Region 15 loves you.
Yeah, for now. Just wait.
I mean, as far as I know, 12's not overly pissed.
Hey, Janie said, "Hey, losers."
Nobody pulled her record, so Texas Trek girl can go back to sleep.
Yes, Texas girl.
Be nice, Commander. So it's not bad. I've got, like I said, I seen a problem and I wanted to do a change, and that's what I'm doing. We'll just see. I can tell you this though, for everybody that's already asking me if I'm going to do it. So for everybody that's wanting to know, I am not running again for re-election. I'm going to fix everything, and I'm going to retire.
It's a hard job. It's a hard job.
It is.
No, I bet we can railroad you into this again.
No, you can't. Nope, because
he made his decision.
If you've ever met a Parmley, I'm just going to say it like this. My daughters are the same way. My sons are the same way. My brothers. once we set our mind to it, there's no change in it. And my 16-year-old who's in there chomping down on chicken nuggets, I mean, she's exactly like me. She's a spitting image.
He's better looking.
Oh, absolutely. All my kids are better looking than my ugly ass.
I saw the show the other night with your daughter coming on.
Oh, yeah.
I hope she's watching the show.
No, she's mad because I stood out there while she was sitting in the truck with her boyfriend. I just gave him the evil death stare. Yeah, I get that.
That's part of the job description for a father, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of my friends who's a lieutenant on the department with me, he come up behind him, turn all of his lights on, his red and white lights on, sirens on, and everything. My daughter's just sitting there being pissed at me. This is a live video chat.
Years.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I won't lose any sleep. We have Santa Claus Christopher Boggs on here. I think Chris Boggs needs to get on here and actually do this. I'm calling you out, Chris. You need to come out here. Come on, Boggs.
Here comes my partner in crime from Region 15.
Put me in my place, Chris.
Paul can put you in your place.
Just so we're clear, I don't know if I actually want to go with the term partner when it comes to me and Jason. Maybe buddies, pals, but I don't know about partners.
Paul, me and you both, brother. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like, I was at work one day, and don't get wrong, guys. I love Jason to death. I like all of you guys. I have no animosity towards anybody. Okay, but Jason,
I heard my name.
If I could have pulled this little fucker through the cell phone and choked the life out of him that day, I would have done it. Because I'm trying to drive a semi, and he just keeps on Facebook. It doesn't stop. I'm like, I'm gonna punch him. I'm just gonna hit him. I swear to God, I am.
Oh, there was about a week ago. Jason was asking me question after question. I sat there at one point, and I was like, I'm trying to explain things. So, Jason, we need to hop to the Discord voice channel. I'm not doing this anymore. So we hopped in. And was like, okay, we got to talk.
Yeah, that's how we do things.
It made things go quicker.
Yes.
How you doing, Steve?
Chris Boggs, I know you're watching. I sent you the link. There's no reason why you can't get in here. You're an hour behind me. It's only 9:43 where you're at. Come on now. I'm calling you out, Mr. Murphy board member.
No,
hello, David.
You're in Central too, Steve. It's 10:43.
Is he in Central where he's at?
Yeah. If he's in Little Rock, he's in Central.
Oh, well, you're still young. Come on now. Get up.
I haven't seen you, vice president, vice commander yet. Is he hiding out?
No, he won't come on. He's not into this technology thing.
Tom, you speak the truth, man.
For everybody that does not know, Lisa Beck down here on the bottom, this little holding her hand, face, whatever you want to call it, like this. She's a producer on Axonar. So she's also a member of STARFLEET. There are Axonars actually forming their own chapter down in Region 2.
Yep.
And Paul and the operations and Alec, they were able to work it out. So Paul, now are you guys going to be called the Ares B?
No, we actually, in the database, we're going to be going specifically with Ares 4 IV, because that's actually got to tie back to a Voyager episode. So we thought that kind of made a good legacy thing.
Gotcha. Oh, look,
yeah, that's
is here.
In the database, we'll go that way. So makes it so everyone can do what they want.
I don't know who you are. I think I remember you on an episode with Alec. That's about as much as I know, sir. But Chris Boggs has seen this, and he's still not come on, man. That's pretty bad for Region 12. We can't even get your RC on here. I've had the RC from 20. I've had the RC from 2. I've had the RC from 3. I had the RC from 17. Who else did I have? Oh, 11. Yeah, but 12.
That's okay, Steve. I'll talk to him about it.
We haven't got 15 either on.
Who is this? Who is the RC for 15? Paul Dial.
The RC for 15 is Corey Grant. He actually got a job. I know, Corey Grant. And Corey actually just recently got a job at Logan Airport, so it's been up to his neck.
Oh, and I've had the RC from 4. Thank you, David. So what's everybody up to?
Not too much.
Y'all ready for this lockdown to be over with and get on with your lives?
Yep.
I'm so tired.
Oh, seriously,
I'm
absolutely.
sad to say that the lockdown didn't disturb my life that much at all.
Yeah, but you ain't get young kids around, do you?
Well, that's good.
No, not anymore.
Let me tell you. So when I got laid off and I was here for a week with my kids, it was either I'm going to kill them or they're going to kill me, or it's going to be like a mass casualty scenario in my house.
I gotta be fair, Steve. When I said my money would be on your kids.
Listen, it was definitely I was going to kill you.
Okay, look, the demon has been summoned. All right, now get out.
No, you were talking.
Both of them
Like
are
I said,
Be gone.
like I said, Steve. If there was betting going on, I'd be betting on the kids.
Did you get your fucking kid off of my bed? I can hear him sit down.
Seriously.
I heard your lard ass sit on my bed.
See, I have no respect anymore.
You fucking touched my fridge right, bitch.
Let's get done with the Axnar stream. We had NSA NASA flight surgeon Dr. David Alexander on tonight. Of course, y'all. Why? Because y'all get all the nice people. I get the overbearing young guy that dresses like a cat from 15. I have Paul, who can't stand Jason half the time. This is the first time I've ever had David on. I can't say nothing bad about David. I can say, though, that David's watched pretty much every live stream I've had.
I've been on almost every one of them, too.
Me too.
I'll tell you one who's watched every single one of them was Kimberly Donahue, CEO of the Yorktown, in one. My first time doing this, I had a test, trying to see how to work out the bugs and stuff. It was 3 hours and 32 minutes and 18 seconds. That's how long of our test went.
Tom says, cue the fighting music.
I got you, Tom. Hang on, buddy.
And no, I'm not Commander Kitty.
Yeah, let's not say it, James. All right, so this is the song that's going to be playing when Paul and Jason finally meet head to head and they just hash it out. Hang on.
Oh, let's hear it. This will be good. This will be good.
Interruptions from your yoga plan.
Not that.
I was gonna say that really doesn't fit.
Yeah. Same thing.
No, it doesn't quite work.
Yeah, no kidding, right, Dave?
That should be you against Jay. That should be your theme
Okay, look.
song.
Now, Jay's not here to actually defend himself, which is awesome.
I'm with Lissa. I'd rather have the Vulcan fight music.
Yes, agree.
Vulcan fight music. Of course.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, that's Star Trek. You
Oh,
think?
no, I had an aneurysm for a moment. I tried
Now,
not
to be fair,
knowing that show.
just to be fair, if it came down to that with me and Jason, it would just be two guys like flapping at each other. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't go much better than that.
Exactly. Sounds like your kids are fighting. Use kind of music.
That's you, Paul.
Oh, the fun on Thursday nights.
Oh yeah.
Good night, DJ. So yeah, it's we started out doing these every night, and then people got upset because I was flooding. You know what? That's right, Lisa. Send me a private message since I can't get the RC from 12 to come on. Send me a private message and I'll send you the link. We'll get the producer of Axonar to come on tonight.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Oh my
going.
God. It's Steven Seagal's
shut up.
grandfather. Look at that. There you go. Welcome. Christopher Boggs, Region 12. Dude, what happened to all the great? What happened to the hair on top? Did you get a haircut?
Yeah.
Dude, Santa Claus ain't supposed to have a haircut, man.
Well, Santa doesn't have a haircut during the summer in Arkansas when it's going to be close to 95 to 100 degrees, and I have to crawl underneath homes. So,
Oh, that's right. You're a home inspector.
yeah.
I'll trade you. You can come be a FedEx delivery boy.
Hey, I actually tried to get a job with UPS as a second income at one point in time. That was fun.
They had they said right now FedEx. They said that this time going on with the COVID-19, they said that this is the busiest. It's busier than Christmas time.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can imagine. Everybody's getting every product they can. So
let me bring her in here because she looks like she's all right. Everybody,
Hello.
welcome Lisa. She's a producer with Axonar.
Lissa.
She's
Everyone
also,
else is saying my name correctly. It's Lissa.
Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. Nice to meet you.
Girl
Hello.
that
Nice to meet you.
can't do shots right. It's whatever I'm gonna call
Hey, I've got better tequila tonight.
you. See, look, this is what they say.
There you go.
Somebody's like, the Star Trek After Dark should just be like the drinking game, because every time I've got people on here, they're usually drinking. Hooper's here. He's down in a bottle. Boggs, he doesn't look like he ever drinks.
I could bring in.
nope, I don't drink. Period.
But yeah, my name. So my parents named me after the princess in the movie Krull.
Oh, nice.
Oh, geez,
Oh,
there you
Good
go.
wow.
movie.
Wow.
Wait, how old are you again, Lisa?
I am almost 28. At the end of this month, I will be 28.
You still a young thing.
I am.
You know there's actually a Star Trek tie-in with that movie. The main character was actually Commander Eddington from Deep Space Nine.
Yes, I am aware. The first time I watched
I knew you
Deep
would be.
Space Nine, I was like, wait a minute, why the fuck do I know that guy? Wait a minute.
Didn't
So
he
I
have
had to
hair in
look him
Krull?
up. Yes, he did have hair in Krull.
Yeah, and Crowley had hair, and Deep Space Nine he had none.
Yeah, and that's
Well,
why I was like,
next
it
to
took
that.
me a minute. I'm like, why do I know that face? Who is this guy? And so I looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's why I know him.
See,
Isn't that also the same movie that's got music that was left over from Wrath of Khan used in it? Or am I thinking of a different movie?
It might be.
It
I know
might.
I'm pretty
be.
sure it is the same composer. So it is. There is a possibility there.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
I'm pretty sure about the
familiarity with the
composer part.
music.
good night, Jim. Have a good night, sir. So yeah, this whole COVID-19, I think I'm ready for this crap to be over with
No,
today.
excuse me. It's the composer from Star Trek 3 Search for Spock. And that was
Oh, okay.
after.
Okay.
So they had today
Oh
at
wait,
work.
no, he also did Wrath of Khan. Okay.
Welcome to Dell Simpson, who's going to be the XO on the Axonar chapter. Welcome, sir. So yeah, today we had 18,600 pieces or packages come into the FedEx terminal where I work.
Oh wow.
So my truck was loaded, and I had a trailer behind my truck that was loaded.
I was gonna say, so you had a couple things to do today.
Just
Yeah.
a little.
Which
Just a little.
which was
Bitty bit.
awesome. More than half my truck went to one woman.
Wait, what?
I'm not. She's a pure romance distributor.
Oh, that's why.
Oh,
Well, that
That's
would do
fine.
it.
Jason, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know
I have an
exactly what
idea,
you're talking
but-
about.
those would
Okay.
be
Adult
battery
toys.
operated devices.
Thank you. So I delivered 91 boxes to her house today.
Holy. I'm not surprised by that because I mean
Like she
people
was,
are getting it on a lot during the lockdown.
yeah, she was like, here,
Mhm.
take some of
That's
this.
true.
I'm like, I don't need edible panties. I don't look good in that shit. I'm just saying. But yeah, 90 boxes, and she's supposed to get.
There is a word picture we didn't need, Steve.
Yeah, visual
Oh,
images. No,
Oh,
please.
somebody out there will find this fat, sexy guy one day. They might need to be drunk. They might find me attractive one day.
There's only
I won't-
so much
I won't-
alcohol, Steve. Only so much alcohol.
Yeah. Hey, no,
I mean, I've still got like half a bottle of Patron here, so
that's not enough. Trust me. You need at least a barrel of blood wine to get you.
And I've already
Hey.
downed a bottle of wine. It ain't helping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can't down a bottle of wine. I'm allergic to grapes.
Oh, that sucks for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Get the brain bleach. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, I have had to learn how to either enjoy beer or make good cocktails.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you
There
one
you go.
thing Kentucky does really good, and is moonshine.
Mm.
I've got a
Yeah.
friend of mine. I've got a friend of mine that makes it, and he does it with different flavors, and I think the best one he makes is the fruit punch moonshine.
You'll have to send me some at some point.
I ain't sending you shit. You know how much that shit is? No, thank you. You can't transport that through the mail.
Yeah.
You can't transport it through FedEx or UP, maybe DHL, but you can't through the reputable companies. You can't transport that shit.
You can if you pay enough. Like there's actually a way to send alcohol as a gift.
Yeah, from a company that's got a sealed bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring you some down when you guys do the final shoot because Alec wants me to come down for that.
Yes, do that because I will be there for that.
Wow, Glenn, member of my crew. Look at this. There's not enough alcohol in the boat for that. Wow.
Ouch. No, it sounds like, to be fair, Steve, that sounds like someone who knows you pretty well.
Actually, how I met Glenn? It's the funniest thing. How
like somebody knows him too well.
I met Glenn when I was working for Spectrum Cable.
Nice.
And I was hooking up his internet, got to talking about Trek, sat there. Hell, I did his install. We sat there for like 20 minutes talking about it, and he joined. And
nice.
He's a great guy.
Nice.
Once this damn COVID-19 crap is over, me and him going to go grab a cup of coffee because I haven't seen him since he joined. That's how bad life has been.
Yeah, Elizabeth Ann Habsburg, Apfelkorn. Yes. Oh my gosh, I want some.
I don't know what that is.
It's apple. It's basically apple moonshine.
I'll tell you something that I did not know about. I never heard of any type of alcohol called mead.
Oh, I love mead. That is my favorite alternative.
So we're sitting. I went down to the Region 2 summit down in Biloxi. Beautiful. First time I've ever seen the Gulf Coast. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
I checked into the hotel and I went to the water. Even though it was night, I still went to the water.
There you go.
Oh yeah. But, no.
So they were in there drinking. And of course, that's what happens a lot at summits. There's a lot of drinking going on. And so
no.
I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. We were sitting in the lobby. It was me, Ryan Case, the R2 RC, my aide de camp, and then a whole bunch of the authors that was down there. And the booths and stuff was on the other side, and there was like 15 of them. They're all having a great time and they're drinking this stuff. And she asked if I wanted some mead, and I said, well, I don't. I said, let me ask him. And so I guess he never had mead either. So about the time she turned back around to say, hey, you need to sip this because it's been proofing for like 9 months. The whole thing. And no. It didn't go over well for Ryan.
Oh my goodness. No, mead is one of my favorite things to have because I can't have regular wine.
Oh yeah.
And there's actually a really nice micro meadery in Atlanta. Well, it's Marietta technically, but they're called Viking Alchemist. And oh my God, they are great. I did a tour of their location and got growlers of mead when I went. And I am so glad that one of the liquor stores in Peachtree City actually carries their stuff. So I can still without having to go to their location, I can actually pick up their mead.
I'll tell you what, we have a place here. It's called the Purple Toad Winery. It's a regional wine place.
Mm-hmm.
And it is some of the best wine I've ever
love the name.
had.
Yeah, no, there's some really nice micro breweries in a lot of locations.
Hang on one second.
What is it? 21st Amendment Brewery out in San Francisco. That one's really good. I like their Hell or High Watermelon beer.
We actually have a moonshine distillery now right downtown.
Oh.
And they make their own stuff right there. And I'm like, wow, back in the day, y'all have been shot and sent to prison. And
the moonshine that's made at the ones that are legal it has lesser proof, but it's still really good.
I know my buddy that makes it's 100 proof, and my 9-year-old, she thought it was water and she was going to reach for it. I said, no, because I said it'll tear you a new one.
No,
she's like, Dad, it's just water. I said, honey, it's not water. She said, Dad, it looks like water. So I got a styrofoam cup, and I put it on a plate. And I poured the moonshine in the styrofoam cup. And I said, "Now watch," and it ate the cup.
Ate through. Oh, and
She's
yes,
like,
Justin, I can have Angry Orchard.
she's like, "Dad, why do you drink that?" I said, "Because if you have any type of virus or like stomach flu, it'll kill it. It'll kill everything."
There's a reason why it's called Rot Gut.
Exactly. Who's that? Corey Graw.
That's Corey. That's the LC. All
The
LC.
RC.
That's our R15 RC.
You want him? You got him.
Corey, you need to go through your house,
down, Jason.
clean out the fridge, particularly get rid of Jason. He's a pain in my arse. Okay, I'm just saying.
Come here, Kit Kat. Say hi.
It has been said. It has been said.
Yes.
Oh, sleepy girl.
Oh, kitty cat.
Yeah,
cat.
This is Lucy Skywalker. This is my boyfriend's cat. But she has claimed me as mama, so she's like always here.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I used to like cats.
Nice.
Then
Beautiful.
I don't like cats no more.
See, it depends on the cat. There are a lot of cats that are just a pain in the butt, but this one, like you see, she's like curled up on my shoulder, like oh yeah, giving the hugs and everything.
Hey Jason, look what your RC said. I put it up on the screen for you.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I'll have to have a little conversation with him later about that.
You know,
I'm sure Corey will be looking forward to that.
It's kind of funny. Jason seems to forget that he's just a lonely commander.
Dun dun dun. Oh, don't play with the mic, Lucy.
And I'm like, I'm gonna like demote you to involved at picking up shit with your hands is what I'm looking at. Like below ensign. Make you like a crewman 3rd class or something.
Yeah, scrubbing decks in a garbage scow.
Oh, dude. I'm sure I could. I'm sure I can find Jason something to do.
I already have enough job as it is. Thank you so much. Anyway,
hey, you know what? I could use you on my truck. I throw you the packages and make your ass run up to the houses and back.
No, thank you. I'm not in Kentucky. I'm in Ottawa. So
yeah, but do we want to see him in brown shorts?
I don't wear brown shorts. Thank you. I wear blue shorts. But like, I actually had a customer today. She just had her driveway redone. It was a half-mile long driveway, and she's like, "Well, you can't drive your truck on it." I'm like, "I'm not carrying your shit up to your door." And she's, "Well, I need my stuff. You need to bring it to my door." Okay, bet. I left it down by her mailbox. I said, "There you go." Took a picture and texted it to her. I said, "There's your shit."
Yeah, no, like if you can't drive to the freaking house, like that's on her, not on you.
Mm-hmm. But you know what's funny? I drove past a UPS driver today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this guy was having a bad day or something, but I literally watched him drop kick a box from his truck onto this customer's front doorstep. and I'm just like sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do it, but I'm not gonna lose my job since I got laid off. He did.
Yeah, could you tell if it was market fragile or not?
I don't know. He drop kicked that thing, and it was a perfect kick right to the door.
Wow. I'm
like, ooh. Let me tell you, all you people that order, they get shit from FedEx, and your shit's broken. I understand why now. My God, I watched this young kid. They're bringing stuff down the line. He threw this like 57-inch TV as hard as he could to get down the line. You could hear. I picked it up, and you could hear shit rattling in there. I'm like, I'm not taking it out. I don't want this on my truck. I don't want this attached to my name because I get blamed for it. Dude, they know stuff. Oh my God. My first day there, I'm just watching stuff being broke. Stuff that says fragile. And they're like, well, bam. I'm like,
yeah, no.
I'm like, holy shit. I can't. So those video memes are true. Just, dude, I am dead serious. They are absolutely true.
Yeah. Like, thankfully, like my dad's business does, he does research and development of embedded systems. So we do ship out a lot of stuff that's fragile.
Don't use DHL or use FedEx Freight. Don't use FedEx Ground.
Yeah. We use whatever the customer wants because they get to pick which shipping service.
Now, if you get good people, they'll take care of yourself. This one guy,
Well, like we overpackage everything too. Like everything is like super bubble wrapped and everything just to make sure.
Oh, and speaking, how many of you guys order from Chewy online, that animal place?
I've ordered from them once, I think.
I hate you. I'm just saying. Everybody,
Yeah,
orders,
really.
everybody
It wasn't
orders from
food.
Chewy. I hate you guys.
It wasn't food. It was like cat toys.
Monday, my entire truck was Chewy boxes.
Ugh.
I hate all of y'all people. If you order from Chewy, I hate you.
Oh, I know what it was. I was
ridiculous.
ordering a dewormer for the cat, so it was like a tiny thing that I think I got in like USPS.
Oh no!
Oh.
Like I'm getting like dog food in this, and like these Chewy boxes, cat litter,
Ouch.
and I'm just like, I'm just sitting there like, dude, I'm so tired. I can't do this crap anymore.
I just go to PetSmart.
Well, they
If
don't
they're
do that
open.
here. Everything's sold online and shipped it, and it sucks.
And I'm sure more people are doing it than normal because they're trying to avoid going to stores.
Yeah.
Look at that. Glenn says the commander's a dolly jockey. Well, let me tell you, Glenn, I got laid off and I took a $6.91 pay cut to go to FedEx because I have kids.
Yeah.
And if I was going to stay
Starvation
home,
sucks.
huh?
And starvation sucks.
Well, no,
Yes.
I'm pretty fat. I'm about 300 pounds. I could survive for a couple weeks. Like, unlike, Chris here, he needs pillows when he's Santa Claus. I don't need pillows. I'm just saying.
I ate a lot of cookies, but not enough to constitute having a gigantic belly.
Well, I got divorced and my belly blew out. Horribly.
I just like food too much.
Food is good.
Mhm.
So
Like-
how's everything coming on? Getting your guys' new members coming on.
So a lot of us got our emails from SFI.
Okay.
Like I actually got mine the other day. And we're slowly but surely getting there. When Alec and I were talking about it earlier, we had 55 people in the Facebook group. So we're getting there.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think,
sure that everyone has signed up yet or not, but we're slowly but surely figuring out things.
let me actually look right now. But I think when you guys launch, you guys are going to be launching with like 35 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Good
I
job.
mean, at least I can finally say the Constellation will hit 100 because they're all transferring my ship until they launch.
Yeah.
So that's one good thing.
Oh.
Hit 100. Let's see here.
Lucy. This is why I can't keep cat hair out of my
So
electronics.
there's 65 total. 22 of them are my regular crew. Everybody else is on the Axonar chapter, and there's 18 more pending in my pending roster.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fair amount of people.
So their goal is to beat the biggest chapter in Starfleet. That's the USS Cuchulainn out of Ireland. They're sitting at 256 members, and they want to beat that before the end of the year.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
we
What's been-
can. That's not
What's been really
unreasonable.
hilarious?
Huh?
What's really hilarious for me is how many times so far I've seen messages that have a new person, then the person's gone. The new person, because they're accidentally joining mine as opposed to joining the Constellation.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I was like, no, dude, are you kidding me? I'm thrilled to see the chapter doing them doing that well. It's awesome. It's just funny. It's like, oh, new member. Oh no. Oh, new member. Oh no.
Like
Yeah.
my goal is before I leave office, I would love to see SFI break 6,000 members.
Oh wow.
That's a good goal.
That is
It's
a
It's
good
an
goal.
easily obtainable goal.
Yeah.
So it is. It is a great, easy. It's a great attainable goal. But, with the Axonar people coming on,
We
Yeah,
just
we're-
got 2 new people the other day who haven't been members of Starfleet in almost 5 years. And I have a family of 4 is going to be joining. So we're actually going to be going up 6 people in about a month.
yeah. Let me see.
Which isn't huge, but still, it's more people.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I wish we had more people on the USS Lexington.
Well, maybe instead of harassing the commander of Starfleet every single day, you would come on. Jason, I'm going to take you offline just for a second. I'm going to bring
Sure.
somebody else on real quick. Now the party can begin. All right, let me see here.
Hey, Hooper, how you feeling?
It's rough, but getting through it. It's actually the working out that's worse. So 6 more days, I get to find out. So.
Well, we're keeping you in our thoughts, bud.
What was wrong?
There are 3 of us, including me and my family, that tested positive for COVID.
Ooh. Yeah, that's rough.
Send in prayers, man.
That's what happens when you have immediate family that work in the ER.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That'll do it.
Hope you guys get better soon.
Where do you go in the database to get the numbers again?
And there was silence.
Clarify what you mean, Steve.
Which set of numbers you're looking for?
How many members?
In a particular chapter or
fleet-wide?
Fleet-wide?
Yeah, it was in operations, but I don't see it.
All right, bear with me just a second. Let me get over to that page. I'm using my phone, so it's going to be a little bit wonky.
Hey, Chris, I'm on my laptop. I'm pulling it up.
All right, I'm almost there. Operations.
Oh, I found it. It's in Comp Ops. So our fleet strength as of right now, 234 chapters. We are up 109 members since January 1. We're at 5507. So but it's easy. I think it'd be an easy attainable goal to actually get. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. I think it'd be easy to get 6,000 members. I'd like to see at least 6,000 members, a minimum, before I leave office. But like Cooper was saying on an episode, there's no reason why we don't have 10 to 12,000 members.
Yeah.
It's because, people just don't get out and recruit and talk to people no more. I mean, it's all behind the computer now. You still got to get out and do footwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. In this neck of the woods, there are at least there's 4 different conventions each year that we have tables that we specifically go to, and we definitely still need to do more than that. I mean, there are other live events we could be doing. We just haven't come around to what we want to do yet.
Yeah,
but you're right when you say it can't all be done from behind a computer. You need to get out there and actually engage.
Yeah.
I mean, at conventions and stuff, there's no reason why you can't pull in 4 or 5 people minimum.
Yeah, the demographic is perfect there. It's our people. And even behind a computer, you can do a lot nowadays, but we need to focus on recruitment and retention over internal politics. But
and that's one thing when you say retention, that's a big part, because we'll get sometimes as many as a few. We'll get, I don't know, I think one of the biggest conventions they ever had, we had 12 people who signed up, and 3 of them stuck around. But it's kind of that thing, they sign up at the convention, so you try to engage them, but it's kind of one of those things they do in the moment at the con. So it's trying to get those people to stay is kind of one of the challenges. One of the things I always do at every event I go to is I try to have a way to get email addresses so we can follow up with people afterwards.
Yeah.
Follow up and incentivizing to stay and participate is the thing that needs to be done. We need to get these names, and someone in either a chapter or a region needs to intentionally contact these people and publicly recognize that they've shown interest. And then once they sign up for SFI, we need to give them reasons to stay and to be involved. That's one of the things that's lacking. It may be cheap, and $5 is easy when you compare it to a snack or a soda or a cup of coffee, but that $5 doesn't really get you much, and it doesn't entice the people to trade their time and their money for anything.
Yeah. I mean, I need to actually poke my parents and be like, hey, you need to join the Aries chapter. Because, the reason why I'm into Star Trek is because of my dad. I grew up watching Star Trek with my parents, and, obviously, as I got older, I got more into it on my own, but, that's what sparked my interest.
Oh, yeah. I didn't give my mother a choice in the matter. I told her I was signing her up. I think.
Oh, I didn't give my boyfriend a choice in the matter. I was like, "You're part of the Aries crew now. You don't have to do anything.
That's it.
But you're part of it."
Exactly. You're stuck.
But that, I mean, I've tried to recruit a lot of you.
Well, at the same time,
And with 50 years, 55 years of material, there's got to be a hook that can hook any person, regardless of the generation, regardless of the style, regardless of the genre that they prefer. I mean, if they like a Western, if they like a horror or whatever, there's material in the thousands of hours worth of Star Trek that we can use as that initial hook. And if we can find the right episode or series of episodes, we can use that to draw them in to expand their knowledge base, their exposure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like one of the things that my brother is like absolutely extremely proud of, he has a signed plaque with a picture of Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard on his wall in his apartment.
I like this here. What Dale said.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fan films are going to be a way for more people to be interested in it. And actually, I came across something that is like basically the history of fan fiction that was like on some Reddit thread or something like that. And it even mentioned, it didn't mention by name, but it mentioned the lawsuit CBS had with Axanar, for example. And so, of course, I had to go on and be like, yeah, so here's the facts about this. By the way, since I work with that.
That is great.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because, like, someone was saying bad stuff about Axanar, and I was like, okay, first off, I work with Axanar, and what you're saying is just blatantly false. So, if you want to look at the history of fan fiction, the issue that Axanar has had with CBS is more akin to the stuff that Vampire Chronicles and Rice fans have gone through with fan fiction because of that.
Okay.
Sometimes certain areas are hard places to recruit anyone into groups. El Paso is one of those areas. Yeah, I could see that. It kind of just depends on like what your area is like. So like my area in Georgia, while it's a little bit more suburban, it's also very religious, and so there aren't as many Star Trek fans because we also had those groups of parents that were like, Harry Potter's the devil.
Oh, I know. I know that. So, Alex, if you're supporting Axanar, does that mean you're joining their chapter?
Alex does his own chapter,
Alex
remember?
Has his own deal. Yeah. Alex Rosenberg's had a chapter since before a lot of us have been here.
Yep.
So, is he the same Alex Rosenberg with the DTS out of operations?
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay. Never mind, Alex. Sorry.
Yeah,
I can't keep. There's 5,500 of you guys. I can't keep you all straight. I know who Hooper is.
There aren't
and I know who Santa
There aren't
Claus
5,500 of Alex because the world can't handle more than one.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Alex. Oh, oof.
I think what we need to remember, though, is that our number one asset is people
Yes.
ourselves. So it doesn't matter what we're offering or talking about. We have to reach out to these people and create friendships. That's what will keep people around.
Exactly.
And that's what I was saying about the follow-up after the initial contact. It's a basic salesmanship tool.
Yep.
You get your name, you get your contact information, then you follow through with it. That's one thing Cullen is very good about, and one of the reasons why they have 240, 260 members is every week they post on their Facebook page that these people have joined, and they do regular broadcasts like this where they entice these new members to have a face-to-face conversation with the established group. And like any group, they've got the core members that show up every time, but they also reach out and send these invitations to these conferences to the new people. And that's one of the things every chapter should be doing is finding ways to communicate and follow up with these perspectives that show up at the cons and at other meetings.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's good that Axonar has our Facebook group, because that's a way that we can consistently reach out to everyone too.
Yeah,
And
I know that when
I can't tell you how many people have stopped to talk to me because that I wear a badge, a com badge out in public. They see it, they mention it, and I say, "Hey, I'm part of a fan club. You interested?" And sometimes they go, "Oh, no, thanks. Geeks, leave me alone." Other times, I actually get into long, involved conversations with these people, all because I actually wear a symbol in public.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a number of different, between shirts, badges, bag with a number of things on it. I get asked I live in Boston. I get asked many times about what it is about, and I've actually gotten people who have joined through that conversation before.
Exactly.
So yeah, the Reader's Digest. I once told a friend of mine, that doing the Starfleet stuff helps me embrace my inner geek, and she looked at me and she went, "Oh dear, there's no inner with you." So,
well, and see,
so yeah, it's just out there.
A lot of it is just about that networking. Whether you want to think about it or not, it's a type of networking. You're networking with the fans, and you're building up a community, and you're building a fan base that's part of this fan base.
And since it's all based around our love of a particular idea, it gives us immediate common ground to talk about with absolute strangers.
Exactly.
And even strangers from different languages or different cultures and countries. Most of them have seen them in some form.
Yeah.
So it's immediate. Well, do you recall this episode where? Or what's your favorite episode? What's your favorite show? And those are immediate ways to hook them in if they're not already a member.
Yeah. And right now I'm rewatching Deep Space Nine again for the 5th time or something like that.
Oh, good Lord. I know, right?
I was rewatching it, and I just noticed in first couple episodes when Keiko is starting to make the school for the kids, Rom is either a different actor or they totally did something different with his character later on, because he's more stern and a totally different characterization. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember this. I remember him being kind of dopey.
It was the same actor. They just seriously over time retooled his character.
Yeah, they definitely
he goes from being Quark's assistant to being O'Brien's assistant, and takes a more assertive role as assistant engineer on the 3rd shift.
Well, there's that.
One of the things is that.
But with the way they characterize him, instead of him being hunched over in the beginning, he's actually standing up. His body posture is totally different. His characterization, his voice, everything is totally different in the beginning of Deep Space Nine. And they eventually evolved his character to be that kind of dopey, less assertive character, until he actually builds up to actually have that that self-appreciation of himself. But in the beginning, that's not how he was, apparently. And I was like, whoa, mind blown. I don't remember this.
All I know is one of the things that was a big deal to both Armin Sherman and Max Grodenchik is they wanted, when they came into DS9, to actually evolve the Ferengi more. And that's one of the reasons why you see such changes in the characters over time during Deep Space Nine, is they were really trying to more fully develop the race and the characters.
Yeah, and exactly. It's great that they did that too, because the Ferengi, previous to this, it was kind of an almost satirical, slightly racist characterization. Up until this point. And with Deep Space Nine, you had a much better thought out idea of what this race was, what the species is.
Deep Space Nine took the Ferengi from being a race I didn't care anything about to being one of my favorites in 7 years.
Yeah.
I love the Ferengi.
And the Trill as well. The Trill.
Oh, big time. Big time.
The Trill only showed up in one episode of TNG prior to Deep Space Nine, and they just totally. First off, the characterization of the Trill in TNG was more, it's a parasite that totally overrides the person's personality. And then in TNG, it's a symbiote. It's a blending of their personalities. Only Trill can really have a symbiote in them. Like they kind of touch on that a little in TNG. With
the bit with
Riker
Riker.
only temporarily being the host, but and like they totally delve into what Trill Society is about and like how this blending of personalities becomes a thing. And I really love what they did with the Trill. And like I know a lot of people don't like Ezri Dax, but I think she gets a lot of hate when she was actually a really good character that only had one season to kind of blossom.
So the question up here is, if you could have dinner with one Star Trek actor, who would it be, dead or alive?
Gosh. Probably Patrick Stewart, just because he's in so many other things that I also like beyond Star Trek.
Okay, what about you, David?
Majel Barrett Roddenberry.
Okay.
I spent some time with her at a convention in Dallas many years ago. It was her and George Takei, and they were mobbing Takei and leaving Majel Barrett Roddenberry alone. So I spent quite a bit of time with her, and I would love to spend more time with what I remember her being and ask her to compare how her experiences changed over the years.
All right. What about you, Paul?
I'm going to go with Cole Meany. Miles Edward O'Brien.
Okay, that's a good one. What about you, Boggs?
Jimmy Doohan.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I actually had an opportunity to meet him face to face and talk with him, and just a phenomenal person, just in and of himself, and spending time with each individual person that was standing in line with him. I did security and walked around with him a little bit when he was able to walk. But just as nice as he can be, and I'd love to just sit down and talk with him, because one of my favorite books on tape happens to be Kobayashi Maru, and he did all of the voices for all of the characters and the entire thing, and I would love to just be able to sit down with him and find out, because I love acting work. I would love to know how he came about. Because, he also did TAS, and did all of those extra characters beyond just, Scotty.
Just about every other character. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, just a phenomenal range of character actors. It's just incredible. I'd love to talk with him more. I wish I had an opportunity
when
he was alive.
One of my very first convention experiences was with him, and the convention people kept telling him to go faster with the autograph line. He just refused to listen to them and took a ton of time with each person. It was beautiful. Sorry.
Yeah. No, he's like, you're paying me, let me do my thing.
Exactly.
And for me, Steve, it's got to be the one from our hometown, Jerry Ryan. She grew up right here. So.
That's what I was thinking. Jerry Ryan, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our hometown being small, we have Jerry Ryan.
I absolutely loved how her and Picard. Oh my God.
Yeah, we have a guy who was an extra in TNG, played a Romulan. He runs a local weird business, and then we have a guy who's been in a lot of documentaries. So we actually have a few.
Well, at least you didn't say my ex-wife, so I guess that's an improvement, Brian.
Wait till I'm healthy again, then I can talk crap.
Right.
Yeah, usually Hooper's.
It's this workout, man. They tell you if you're our age to work out because it's in the lungs. You don't want to lay down. And I'm going to kill my cousin. He's got me. Why are we moving these tractor tires? We move them right back. They're so heavy. Sorry.
No, I can actually agree with that. Tractor tires are a pain in the ass. My family has a tractor because we actually, during like summertime, will grow like squash and tomatoes and things like that.
Yeah. He's got me working out, and I'm trying to tell him I'm just trying to keep the disease from settling in my lungs, and he thinks I want to be in the MMA. No.
Hey, as much as you hate it, Hooper, it's better than the alternative.
true.
Yeah.
You know what my ex-wife does now, don't you, Hooper?
Mm-mm.
She's a nurse. Do you really want her taking care of you?
I've had enough trouble with nurses in my life.
Dale's got his comment about George Takei that he got to eat with him. But Avery Brooks, Avery Brooks would be incredible to sit down with.
He would be. Like, first off, he's got a great voice. Like,
yes.
He has a very distinctive baritone. And oh my God.
I tell you one that people overlook, but I would actually want to have dinner and sit down and talk to Sirach Lofton, the guy who played Jake Sisko.
Yes.
Just to see how was it as a kid transitioning into being an adult on Trek.
Yeah.
Well, like I've tried reaching out to him to try and get him on the Axanar feed.
And one thing that would be interesting would be to put him and Wheaton together to see how their experiences compare. Yeah. Growing up over the various shows.
Yeah. That would be interesting to see them, like, how they differed, because like TNG was very different than Deep Space Nine, not just because of the way they characterized their child characters, but also because, I mean, like, it's my understanding, Sirach Lofton, his parents were kind of on the rocks when he started on Deep Space Nine. So him and Avery Brooks actually became really close. Like the relationship you see on screen was in part because of that, but because Avery actually took Sirach under his wing and was like, you know, like, I understand there's a lot of stuff going on in your life, and so I'm here for you. Still enjoy JG's voice better. JG does have a great voice.
Kids and everything else, he became part of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, that's one of those things that I really enjoy, seeing the chemistry between these different actors. And that also goes for, what is it, Danny DeVito and, what's her name? The little girl who played Matilda.
I've been obsessed with belts for a long time. I wear a belt every day, and there was like 3 things that always show.
What the heck was that?
Hi guys. How many newbies here? Who's their first Dragon Con here? Show of hands here.
Oh,
welcome. Round of applause for all the people.
You guys will actually hear me ask a question.
I'm going to tell you right now, I can almost guarantee this will not be your only time at Dragon Con.
Hit full screen on that page.
You will probably come back and come back and come back, like me, and come back. This is now my 9th year as the director of all Star Trek programming at Dragon Con. To this day, I'm still the only actor to go behind the scenes to work at a convention in the history of conventions. And you have chosen, for all you newbies and all you returning attendees know this, you have chosen the best convention to attend in the world.
Hooper, get some rest, buddy.
Nothing.
Get some rest, too.
Convention. And this is one of the reasons why I went behind the scenes to be a volunteer director at Dragon Con, to ensure that I can come back every year.
That is Garrett, Justin.
And not have to wait for 6 years. So I came here in 2003 for the first guest. 2009, I showed back up again 6 years later. I asked every year, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, please let me come back. And they were like, no. We've got to invite TNG people and DS9 people, blah, blah, blah. And finally, I get back 2009. I'm on stage. The Trek Track director at the time, who had been the director for 17 years, was sitting at the edge of the stage. And I said at the end of my panel, it'd be great if you could have me back as a co-host or something next year, maybe. He rolled his eyes, and he was let go that year. Not because he rolled his eyes, just because something. I wrote in an email immediately saying, what do you think of me as your Trek Track director? And they thought, is this an April Fool's joke? I said, no, I just want to ensure that I'm here every single year. I don't want to wait 6 years to come back again. And they said, we'll give you a trial run. And I think I'm still on my trial run right now, 9 years later. All right.
This was great to see live.
Welcome to Trek Track, everybody. Thank you so much for appearing here. For the newbies out there, this Star Trek Universe is on Sunday. You'll really love that if you haven't seen it, so come on by. And you are now attending the Star Trek alumni panel. So we have some different actors from different series here, starting with Mr. Walter Koenig from the original series.
I was like, right.
He just went by.
Yeah. No, he was on the other side saying hi to some of the other con-goers.
Oh, Chekhov.
So where's Dragon Con held at?
It is held across 5 different hotels in the Atlanta area. They're all kind of within one another.
Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes.
Oh, hell, I thought it was on the West Coast.
Yep.
I'm going to Dragon.
No, Dragon Con is in Atlanta, and it is very fun. Yep. I had a great experience there. It was my first time ever going to Dragon Con, and I was only able to go one day.
No, only 5 rows heard what you said. Are you okay. Oh my God.
I met him in Ottawa.
I absolutely had to go to the Star Trek Q&A. I was like, this is of all the panels, this is the one I have to go to.
Okay.
And with Dragon Con, you have to pick and choose because there's so much going on. You can't do it all.
And beyond that, you have to make sure that the ones that you pick and choose are kind of near each other. Because if one's in a different hotel, you have to make sure that you take time to get to it.
And scaring the bejesus out of me. Oh my God!
You definitely get your steps in at Dragon Con.
Oh yeah, especially because some of the ways to get to the other areas are hills that are like this.
Did he tell you? Tell you that we have our last name?
It's awesome though.
Do we know that? Koenig, Koeneig. It's a German last name. It means king in German. Wang, W-A-N-G, how you pronounce my name, not Wang. Wang also means king in Chinese. So we are the kings of Star Trek right here.
But yeah, it's like an hour-long panel.
Let's bring in our next guest. He's been on almost every single Star Trek ever. He's known as Q, Mr. John Delancey.
Oh, yes, I met him in Ottawa.
I did security for him at a convention.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And last but not least, my colleague from Voyager, Mr. Ethan Phillips. Neelix, come on out, sir.
I would love to meet
Eventually, I'm there.
Sir? I feel like I'm about to take a test here.
Really, Dad?
Senator, when you were at the...
Yeah, Walter was having too much fun with the chair. I forgot about that part.
I guess it is musical chairs, isn't it?
And John's the only one acting normal.
This is the most recent.
It's like bumper cars. That was fun.
Normal's a relative term with these people.
Focus on cash. Look at you guys.
Normal's a relative term with us.
It's starting. I don't think we've ever had a collection of actors from all these different shows like this, right?
Never. This has never happened.
Never happened.
Steve, if you want to get a better picture, hit the full screen on the YouTube Chrome tab.
You three. I actually like you three. I mean, you three are great.
No, other way.
I look at these 3 guys and I think, wow.
Very last one on the far right. There you go.
That's the one.
You got to figure out which one.
There you go.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yes, you in the back with a shirt on.
That was hopefully everyone, by the way.
Ethan Phillips is a joke collector. He collects jokes. He has a database
that's
of
Ethan.
thousands of jokes on his he used to have a pad of paper, but now it's on a computer, right? You have everything logged in.
I most of them in my mind.
Actually, that's quite true. You have a database in your head of jokes, and you could say, "I need 20 minutes. I can do 20 minutes." 40 minutes, 60 minutes on the cruise, which we all did.
No, I didn't do it.
Oh, what's that? Okay.
Nobody asked me.
Oh.
It's okay.
Johnny just ended up. I mean, and we were. He was practicing some of them beforehand, and some of them we go, "Oh, that's great," and then there are others we go, "No, you cannot tell that."
I told one in Las Vegas, and about 20% of the audience got up and walked out.
Yeah,
it was pretty dark.
In Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas. Can you imagine if I told that in Cleveland?
I just wanted, John, it's talking about people walking out. Do you remember this, John? John and I were at a convention in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was called Trek Expo. It's no longer in existence, but they had a talent show for actors where the actors were required to get up and do something. John to read a short story to the audience. And it was, I think it was called The Devil and Daniel Jones.
The Devil and Billy Markham.
And Billy, sorry, yes. So he gets up to read this short. No. He reads the short story in front of the Tulsa Bible Belt fandom, and it's filled with profanity. I mean, left and right. And I can feel them just cringing. I mean, they're just like, there's blood vessel popping. And finally, John goes, "The end." And he closes the book, he turns around to walk out. And as he's walking out, the entire pipe and drape of the stage collapses around him. Nature, like all the negative energy of all the fans going, "Ooh, he cussed again," caused this thing to collapse. John froze in the doorway. The only reason why he's not injured is because the entire stage collapses around the door part of it. He's frozen. He's frozen, and I'm like, okay, I've got to cover, because I'm the MC for that, right? So I get up there, and John finally walks backstage. He's safe, and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, John Delancey, Q, is so powerful. He brought the entire stage down." I'm still covering, and I said, "It's kind of like in Masters of the Universe when He-Man gets his power, because He-Man takes his sword, he goes, 'By the power of Grayskull,' and he gets that power." And so I look in front, there's a guy sitting in the audience, and he's dressed as Gandalf, and I said, "Can I borrow your staff, sir?" So I grab his Gandalf staff. I go, "Does it light up?" And he goes, "Yeah, just click it." I click it, the top gem lights up the crystal. And I said, "It's almost like by the power of the Delancey." I hold up the staff, and everyone's laughing their butt off. But the funniest part of the story is the next day, I'm doing a Q&A, and this one fan raises his hand. He says, "Yeah, we were at the talent show last night." I go, "Yeah." "Well, when we left the show in our pickup, basically our pickup truck broke down." I went, "Okay." "So we tried everything to fix it. It wouldn't fix. So we decided to call on the power of Delancey." So two of us stuck our hands on the engine, and we said, "By the power of Delancey, start!" And sure enough, our engine started. I started to tell the story at various conventions, John, and the emails that came in were incredible. People were coming in saying, "I was out of work for 9 months. And I sent in this one last resume, and I said, 'By the power of Delancey, grant me a job.' And I got a job." Like, I mean, right, the Church of Delancey was born.
The placards are wrong. It's John Delancey. Anyway, go on, Gary.
Well, we should have people asking us questions. They should. I'm sorry. Yes, we have people queued up for questions. Where are they? Are they there miraculously? Thank you. Don't be shy. Come on up.
Now you're silent. I asked you to be silent when Ian came on, and no, you wouldn't do it then.
Yes, come with your questions.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, Mr. Kane, I first saw you in Psychor. Thank you for scaring the hell out of me.
Babylon 5.
My question is for John Delancey. So,
okay, that was.
Like, Mr. Kennedy, thank you.
I will channel Walter, though.
Walter's like, "Oh."
In Psycho, he scared the hell out of me. Q, you were just annoying. But on your acting. So, spoiler alert for those who don't know, Q basically caused the board war. And my question to you is, do you think Q would ever be capable of actual true remorse for what happened to Picard?
I'll take that.
Oh!
I'm now speaking through Ethan.
I, as Q, would have great remorse. I don't even know if I haven't watched it. What is he going on there?
Remorse for Picard? No, I don't think so.
Oh.
All right, next one.
Oh, are you done?
Yes.
You're not going to channel anybody now?
Walter would go, who?
All right, next question on this side, please. Thank you.
my gosh.
For all four of you, and what do you feel about all of this, all of us? What was your first reactions to the fandom, and now decades later, do we still surprise you? Ethan Phillips.
Oh gosh, yes. You know, I've done a lot of TV shows. I've never been to a convention for Matlock. I can't.
I was on Matlock too.
Hardcastle and McCormick? Nope. No, they don't throw anything for them. Well, you guys are. Oh, there we go. No, you guys are just extraordinarily fanatic. In all the years I've been doing this, I've never met a Star Trek fan who is a cynic, which I think is pretty amazing. And I think that's a testament to your incredible humanity. So it's a joy for me to know you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Dale. Walter gets questions.
I am constantly surprised, I guess. The first time in which I went to a Star Trek convention, I had absolutely no idea what I was going to be dealing with. And it was in Florida, and it was, I don't know, in August or something like that. And everybody was dressed up, and I went, oh my God, it's like it's Halloween or something. And I came on and I spoke, or was asked the questions. I think it's really amazing that a show could create such a large umbrella that would include so many people, so many diverse people, so many people who are interested in so many different things. And I see day in and day out that everybody, at least within the Star Trek community at these conventions, is really helpful and really nice with each other. And if there is anything about this which is hope for a better future, I think we end up doing it on these weekends. So I'm really happy to be involved.
Good answer, Walter.
Well, I have now breached my 8th decade, folks, and as a consequence, I do a lot of reflecting. That's what happens. The older you go, the older you grow, the more you remember the old times better than you do the more recent times, and I really never had the right personality to be an actor. I always had a lot of problems with self-esteem, a lot of concerns that I would never really achieve anything. So how fortunate for me to get involved in the one show that carried me for 55 years. I mean, you folks have been the reason why I'm still around, and your parents and your grandparents.
Yeah,
very true.
He's not wrong.
It's true.
How lucky I am.
He's not wrong.
I mean, I'm talking from a very selfish, personal point of view. I can talk humanitarian and the fact that we still, we promote a way of life and a sense of love for each other that entire world does not do, but science fiction fans, Star Trek fans do. Wherever I go, you know, and I've been to South America, I've been to Europe, I've been to Eastern Europe. It's the same thing. You folks are there because you relate to us. You relate to what is being said, what is being discussed, and the sense of camaraderie and humanity and respect for each other that we have, and it's the most remarkable thing, and it's so reinforcing to see it again and again wherever we go. It never changes. I've never had a bad experience. Oh yeah, well there was that one time, but but no, really, it's I'm very lucky because I don't have a very strong sense of ambition that I've gotten involved with something that allowed me to continue to work in my chosen field. So thank you for all of that.
Thank you.
This was just a great experience to be at too.
You know, I've always been a
I
sci-fi.
can imagine.
I've always loved science fiction. From the very first sci-fi I saw, which would be 1977 Star Wars when I was 8 years old. So, and I do believe that you can have love for Star Trek and Star Wars at the same time. I don't think that's a problem. I fell in love with all things sci-fi at a very young age. Getting on the show, I was the first Voyager actor to do a convention. We premiered January 16th of 1995 on a Monday. That Friday, I flew to my first convention. Now, I was replacing Kate Mulgrew. Kate Mulgrew was supposed to be at the convention, but she got sick. So they called me on a Wednesday and said, "What are you doing this weekend?" I said, "Well, I'm not much. Do you want to come to a convention?" I said, "Where?" "Minneapolis, Minnesota." Remember, this is January, okay?
And that would be cold.
Yeah.
And it is the kind of cold where you think that maybe your eyes will freeze, you know, maybe anything that is liquidy, sort of saliva, everything will freeze. It's that cold there. And I didn't know how many fans were going to be there. I thought it was going to be a small, intimate gathering of about 75 people, right?
Yeah.
Well, I get a knock on my door right before my panel, and it's the head of security for the convention company. And he says, Mr. Wong, my name is Keith Ortiz. I'm head of security for the convention. I'm here to escort you to your panel. And he's wearing a suit, got the whole CIA little earpiece thing in there, right? We start walking. It's me, Keith Ortiz, my girlfriend at the time, and my manager. We're walking along these corridors, these plus 15s through Minneapolis downtown, and it's a lengthy walk. And while we're walking, he's literally talking into the earpiece. Eagle One to base. Come in, please. I have the package, Mr. Wong. We're heading towards the panel. So,
Does Mr. Wong have the package? That's the
that's from your show. Okay, so we're walking along. He's talking to other Eagle. He's like, Eagle 1 to Eagle 3.
Yeah, Eagle 3 here. Go ahead. Yeah, we have eyes on you.
So I'm like, eyes on? Where are they? So we're walking. Now we're right before we're about to get into the area, and he's like, Eagle 1 to base. I have Mr. Wong. We're at the doors for the panel. We're ready to go. And at that point, I look at Keith Ortiz. I said, how long is this Q&A at this panel? He's like, approximately 1 hour, sir. I said, oh, well, then I've got to go to the bathroom. And he goes, no, you may not. Because he already told base that we're waiting to go. They're ready to go. He goes, no, you may not. At which point I looked at Keith Ortiz. I said, yes, I may. And I started running. Now, Keith is running after me. He's like, Eagle 1 to base, abort. Mr. Wong is now going to the restroom. He follows me into the restroom, okay? He's still talking to them. So I'm at the urinal doing my business. And
he does have the package.
He has the package.
Wow.
Oh my. Okay. So, like,
God damn it! I took a shot at the wrong time.
So I did not look at it, whatever. So we come back around. We come back around, and he says, he goes, okay, we're finally ready to go. And you hear the announcer inside, put your hands together for Ensign Harry Kim, Garrett Wong from Star Trek Voyager. They open up the doors, and instead of 100 or 75 people, there are 5,000 fans sitting in there.
Oh, wow.
The people in the back are tiny ants. I can't even make out if they're male or female. And they're applauding, they're screaming. I feel like I'm Mick Jagger, and now I'm nervous as hell. I'm walking on stage, and my whole body is shaking up with 5,000 people. And I get up to the microphone, and I start thinking, okay, I can do one of two things. I can take my fear and shove it down and hide it, which never works, right?
Yeah,
or I
does
can
not.
acknowledge it in front of everyone. So I said, I'm going to take the latter. And I looked at everybody. I grabbed the microphone, and I went, whoa. I said, I'm so nervous. And the minute I said I was nervous, I kind of, I cut through the nerves. And I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect this many fans to be here. Thank you. And I'm so nervous. And that's how my con career began. So I did 17 conventions before anyone on Voyager did one. So I was the young pup, but I was the Yoda of convention going. I was like, about conventions, you will. So I was ready to do it. The greatest thing about Star Trek fans is that the passion is there, and also Star Trek is a show that I think all the actors here have experienced this. We've all had fans come up to us and tell us that at some point in their life they were in a very, very dark place, and Star Trek provided that light at the end of the tunnel. And it's something that moves me, and it moves obviously the fans that come to tell us that. But to know that a show has the capability to lift people out of depression, to lift people out of a trajectory towards possible suicide or whatever it may be, is amazing to think about that. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no other show like that on television, right? So if you think about that, thank you. Star Trek is must-watch TV. It really is, And I always think about maybe all the major world leaders should be strapped to a chair and be forced to watch Star Trek. Right there. Sit down. You're going to watch Star Trek. Right? Anyway. Next question, yeah.
Hi there. My question for you all is, when was the last time you were truly starstruck? Like, you guys are all such giants to us, but is there anybody in your field who you talked to who you were nervous to talk to because you looked up to them?
Johnny?
Well, we'll start with him.
What's up with you, Walter? You have more time to think. I was trying to be respectful of my elders.
Lisa. Hey, that link I sent you, can you send that to Sarah Rosen?
Yeah, I can do that.
Jason, I'm going to take you offline for a second.
Well, you're definitely not my elder, that's for sure.
Walter, who? Who would it be?
Marlon Brando.
Oh, great choice.
Yeah, and I made a total fool of myself.
What did you do?
As one must when in the presence of somebody like that.
Wow.
All right, I sent it.
In line at Jerry's Delicatessen.
David, thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you, sir. You're always welcome to come on anytime.
And
other responsibilities come. Y'all have a good night.
You too, sir.
On cue, he turns profile.
Take care, David.
See the face. And I said, my God, it's Marlon Brando. And so I lean over and I say,
oh, I'm back.
You'll always be a hero to me. and he turns like this. And he's waiting to see where the knife is, but I don't actually have one. And that was bad. That was really bad. But I compounded it. I made it worse. I found a way to make it worse.
Welcome, Sarah.
And how I made it worse
Thanks
was
for having me.
Hi, Sarah.
Bill.
Hey, Sarah.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Lisa.
His way out, and I looked, and his
Hugs for Lisa. Hugs for anyone else who wants them.
Mr. Brando! And I get the wallet, and I run, and I give him the wallet. A total moron. I'm absolutely a total moron. And he takes it and sort of tries not to look at me and leaves. And I'm standing there like, like I'm 9 years old. But I got to give Mr. Brando his wallet, so I feel.
Hi, Hobie. I'm assuming that's what you said because I can't see it right now.
Yes, that's what
Awesome story.
Alex said.
You could have kept the wallet and just put it on eBay too. Thank you, Mr.
Lissa, I know my husband oh so well.
Yes, you do.
I spent. John, tell him it was me when he first met me.
I spent the night with in the Oval Office with Barack Obama. We were watching old science fiction movies, and then he and Michelle and my wife, we played Twister.
What?
I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, and
that could turn dangerous.
Yeah. You just imagine the picture.
Bedroom, and I mean, I was sort of in awe most of the time. But he didn't give me a job or anything like that. So that was pretty much it. And what's yours?
I was in the Oval Office with Hillary. No.
With her too.
This is a good story. My dad owned a restaurant in Manhattan, a steakhouse, and it was
a very, very famous restaurant.
His dad ran it too, and a lot of theater people and film people would eat there. It's called Frankie and Johnny's. And when I was a little boy, I was about 9 years, 10 years old, I used to go in with my dad to the restaurant, and there were all these stars there. And one night, Henry Fonda was there at a table. And
I like how all the actors and the actresses are still so very humble to us as the fans.
A little chubby little kid with little glasses. And I went up, "Excuse me, Mr. Fonda, could I please have your autograph?" And he was very sweet. He said, "Of course," and he signed it for me. And I was terrified. And then about 45 years later, I was in a Broadway play, and I had done Star Trek and stuff, and I was eating at my dad's restaurant. And this little boy is about 9 or 10 years old. He said, "Excuse me, Mr. Phillips," and he was a chubby little kid with glasses. He said, "Could I have your autograph?"
I forgot about this.
Complete, circle. It was just, it was really sweet. And it meant so much to me. But I would say that the one I was most nervous about meeting, I was online with my wife to see a movie, and Philip Roth was in front of me. And I am a huge Philip Roth fan. And I read this American Pastoral is one of the great novels I've read in the last 20 years. And my wife nudged me and said, "Say hi."
What year was this?
It was 2018. It's the Dragon Con panel I went to. You will actually hear me ask a question.
And,
we will or will not?
You will.
Oh, okay. Are you proud of your questions?
I asked him what their favorite backstage moment was.
What his favorite what?
What their favorite backstage moment was.
I was very nervous to meet him.
Actually, there is a one. I'll just take a moment.
You have a story.
I have a story related to this. If you want to share it.
I went to a school in Philadelphia. A private school in Philadelphia, and it was Halloween. And our teacher said to us, I was in the 5th grade, our teacher said to us, "I have a surprise for you." So, and it was just for our class, so they're like 22.
Where are you sitting, Lissa?
And we all go.
Maybe a couple rows back from where this is.
Standalone building, very
the hallway.
No, I was actually kind of near the front.
Not appropriate,
And this looks kind of far back already. Wow.
Yeah.
There,
this is maybe like 5 rows back.
Maybe you should have had Walter teach you how to do shots.
There were some leather sofas, and there was a man sitting there.
You got told. You got told.
Again,
there's that little finger. It's the same size.
And he was sitting there, and we all.
Look, Steve, you're number. I was gonna say you're number 1, but apparently you're number 2.
Lisa, I love you.
I love you too, Sarah.
It was Basil Rathbone. Yeah, and that was my first experience. And I was beginning to hone in on horror movies.
Better to set the phone
Like that,
down on.
right around that age, around 11 or 12 age. And I was like, oh my God, that's a
Hey.
Well, that was a great question, Billy.
Well, wait a second. I'm not. I
should have your
can
name
say
on all the
something good. I can say something complimentary about myself. If you know Basil Rathbone, then you probably have heard of Betty Grable, right? Please say you've heard of Betty Grable. She was the on all the ships and all the airplanes. She was the image that all the armed forces painted on their ships. She was known as Miss Legs or she was the pinup girl. And I took off from Star Trek for a month in the third season because I just couldn't bear to say warp factor 4, warp factor 4, warp factor 4, anymore. I got tired of it. And I got an opportunity to do a play in Chicago opposite Jackie Coogan. Jackie Coogan was the little kid opposite Charlie Chaplin back when they made the movie The Kid. And it was great fun working with Jackie Coogan. He was great. He stole every moment he could. But once you get ground rules, you just went with it. Well, there was a sister theater opposite ours, and Betty Grable came in to do the lead in a play, musical, and afterwards we all repaired to a restaurant where it was sort of a tradition in that area that there's a radio interviewer it comes to opening night and then interviews the stars of the show afterwards. And he was a real jerk. He was a real jerk. He had a reputation for being a jerk. I think he wallowed in that reputation. And he was going on and on. And it turns out that Betty Grable and Jackie Coogan had been married when they were like 18 years old.
Yep.
And he turns to me and he says, I bet you never even heard of Betty Grable. And for first he said to them, how? You guys still have the hots for each other? Which I thought was so coarse. But then he turns and says, I bet you never even heard of Betty Grable. And I said, as a matter of fact, I know Miss Grable, when she leaves here, she's going to New York to reprise the same show. And she has a television series in LA on National Broadcasting System company that she's going to do.
NBC.
In Czechoslovakia and another one in France. And of course, I'm making all this up. And she's just sitting there and just looking at me, no expression on her face, no expression on her face. And then he asked me something about the jacket I was wearing. He says, this was a double-breasted jacket. He says, is that what all the starlets wear? And I said, no. I said, my jacket has its genesis in the turn of the 20th century, whereas yours is only 15 years old. And then I got up and I left. But the moment that I so covet is I went to my table, and then I had to go to John, and they broke up. They were on the dais, and they broke up, and I crossed paths with Betty Grable, and she took my face in her hand and said, "Baby, you got class," and gave me a big kiss on the lips.
Wow. You guys all have amazing stories where you have that, whoa. Mine is much more pedestrian. I saw Robbie McNeil for the first time, Tom Paris, and I said, "You were on Masters of the Universe!" I was starstruck. And same way with Beltran. I saw him, I go, "You were on Night of the Comet!" And Edie Rowe.
I love Night of the Comet. I forgot about that.
Whoa. Right? So these are cult films that I enjoy.
Oh, no kidding. I love that movie.
We're close to your
It's a great movie, and
So
he's
next
right.
question here.
He is the Knight of the Comet.
Yeah.
Yep.
First of all, hey Garrett, good to see you again.
Hello.
Ethan, I
Part of
enjoyed
me
you
wants to
with,
do Dragon Con, but on this other hand, my health and running between hotels and all of that, my body would just go, no, no.
My body was hating me after I did that, but it's so worth it. It really is. I also went swimming.
Lisa, your health is better than my health.
You say that, but it's not.
Growing up, my dad and I would watch.
I think Alex would challenge you on that one, dear.
Over again, and you were one of his favorites, and so I just wanted to let you know that, Mr. Walter. And if my dad was alive and if he was here, he would probably be able to express it even more to you. But you were one of his favorites. So, my question is for Mr. Delancey.
Everyone did that. A lot of people did.
You're my favorite, but I have a question for you over here.
Apparently in a couple of different panels elsewhere, I guess, you had done a Spock versus Q recording with Mr. Leonard Nimoy. Now, of course,
Alex says I don't have enough data to challenge.
He's passed away. And
What did he say, Lissa?
I asked you before or not, but do you think that you could possibly channel Q to give a eulogy for Spock Prime?
A eulogy for what? Spock Prime? A eulogy for what?
For Spock. For
Spock. Oh, you mean now?
Yeah, he put him on the spot.
You mean after I'm finished with my eulogy for McCain later on in the day? I mean, no, I can't. I mean, I worked closely with Leonard. I really grew to like him a great deal. I learned a lot from him. We had a very nice time producing the Alien Voices thing. I guess I am doing the eulogy, aren't I? A very nice time producing the Alien Voices stuff, and after about 4.5 years or so of that, we came to the conclusion that we were.
I was told that he was always awful to talk to, but seeing this, he's not.
And that we were.
No, he's actually really nice.
I've met John Delancey. He's
and so we
he's friendly. He'll sit there and have a conversation. Never have.
I haven't met any of these gentlemen, but there are several others that I met that are just extraordinarily kind.
Before he passed away, he would come over to the house occasionally for dinners. I would certainly go over there, and when I got back from my very long trip, where I sailed to the South Seas and back, he was one of the first people who I talked to. I mean, we had lunch together right after that. And
Leonard would be an amazing one to talk to.
And
sadly, he had passed by this point. This was 2018.
Yeah, Lissa,
we have a lot.
He died the day after Alex and I got together.
Questions there.
Oh wow.
To Walter as if he's the Godfather, and then
So we said alive or dead there, so Leonard would be definitely an interesting one, contender.
Yeah.
Hey, this question is for Garrett, Walter, and Mr. Phillips.
Hi, John.
Uh-oh. Over the past few years, y'all have been doing voiceover acting for Star Trek Online, which I just wanted to thank you all for that very much. We really enjoyed hearing it. But I also had a question. How was it reprising your roles after?
Lisa, did you get to talk to any of them individually?
No, I sadly did not have the chance to.
Not difficult. You know, I spent.
Who have you met in person?
Doing that, so even though it was.
I've actually not met any of them in person other than my question at the Q&A.
I did no preparation. I just knew.
Not just these three, but actors in general.
You know,
none of them. I need to
Oh, poor baby.
I met Jared Wong a while back. He's nice.
So for me, it was just
Yeah,
Wow.
they were all
Listen.
amazing at the Q&A.
When this virus is over, I'm kidnapping you up here
voice acting
and taking you to shore leave in Farpoint.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
For a video game.
Oh,
Really,
Shore Leave is awesome. I love Shore Leave.
This was more.
I love doing our
That
wedding
is
and everything
amazing
there. It was
fun.
It's magic.
My voice.
I love it.
And you know,
I love that Alex has given directions to Kate Mulgrew. My starstruck moment was LeVar Burton.
Oh yeah.
There's a story there. And then, because it wasn't even when I asked him my question, it was the following day. It's
nice.
Kind of hilarious at the same
It was
time.
okay. It was just a job. I mean, voice
I'm gonna,
acting is.
Alex, come over here and give your story of
I
the
would
way
never
you asked, gave Kate Mulgrew
acting.
directions to the bathroom, because it's just hilarious because we were walking next to each other when you did it.
It's not.
Come in here, please.
It's over the top. It's to emphasize things. It's not to be honest in your performance. Really.
Hi.
It's
Poke your head over here and tell that story because it's hilarious.
So I did it for the
Hello, Alex.
$1,030.
Hello, Alex.
Baby.
Yeah, so anyway,
Alex.
we're sitting in a hallway.
Okay.
He can't directly hear you, but he knows you're saying hi because I have my earbuds in.
I can't wait to hear it.
So thank you for quasi monologue.
Because I was trying to prevent
Probably because I actually got promoted.
too
into
much.
line, so,
Yeah, echo.
Captain Kim!
Myself in a hallway, and
Yes, hello. I'm
Kate
not
walks by.
This one's from John Delancey.
We're walking somewhere. I don't remember where.
This was at Shortly it was a convention where it is very, very comfortable for the stars to be walking through the hotel with nobody bats an eye pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And it makes it good for them as well. But anyway, Kate comes by and she's like, "Where's the bathroom?" And at that point, I'd already been going to that hotel for like 30 years. So I'm like, "Yeah, Ms. Mulgrew, down the hall, turn left, doors on your left."
She pokes her head out
She goes
from
around
the
corner,
direction.
She pokes her head back out from around the corner. Thank you.
We're just like, "You're welcome."
A weird random letter.
Rescue.
Actually, there is a
that I've given directions around that hotel.
No,
from
really wasn't.
his mouth, as it were.
Maybe Una McCormick was.
Told me that
Yeah.
he
And that was
wrote.
like a decade earlier.
Actually, I saw.
I think my biggest starstruck was
a friend of his.
between LeVar, that story, and John Barrowman, where he gave everyone the opportunity to grope him, and I couldn't. I was just like,
I'm sitting down to write.
Well, that's what John Barrowman does, though. John Barrowman always wants people to grope him.
Yeah, that's true.
really, John does not have a shy bone in his body.
Thank you.
I don't think it exists.
No, he does not.
That's true.
The thing that I like about cons like
It's true. It's true.
in contrast to like giant cons like Dragon Con, is that you get many more opportunities to interact with the guests.
Exactly,
actually
like
to talk with them or like
for this last, was it this last Farpoint or the Farpoint before for Wallace?
Thank you for being in such an influential.
There you are, Lissa.
There we are.
Your voice is very distinctive, dear.
And find new ways to appreciate it as I.
Which one was it? Was Wallace was in?
My question is.
Wallace was at last year.
What's your
So last
favorite
19. Is that when you got the jelly beans?
Like what?
No, that was this year.
Okay. But Wallace had been walking around the lobby without his handler, so I just go, "Thanks for coming to the con, sir," and wave to him, because I didn't want to use his name, but I wanted to know that we recognized him, and that was really kind of awesome. And then finally getting to meet him, and the whole meet at last.
And we actually got to actually
What I
meet Wallace
liked was the fact that
late afternoon on Sunday at the con.
Yeah, that was really nice here. So you can hear everyone saying hi.
But as time went on, I began to really know the face of the audience, and it's really helpful when that becomes the case. When you do a play, you get that in your
Yeah,
mind.
you can still kind of hear it out there.
This is kind of
Is that what you're tracking? What
umbrella
they're saying?
that I just enjoyed getting
fully hear it, but
ready to
I was tracking what you were saying, and obviously you're lagged.
Well, yeah, because
There's
you
a
didn't
few-
get up very quickly.
Right, there's a few seconds worth of lag.
Yeah, none unexpected.
So we're joined with Paul Fest, USS Ares, Commander Whitehorse, Chief Operations Officer of the USS Lexington. The Rosen, I don't. Is
Rosenzweig.
What is it?
Rosenzweig.
Well, oh, forget it. Alex and Sarah.
Rosen swag.
And Lisa.
Like swagger, swag.
Lisa
You got swag.
Rose and Swy.
There you go.
Swag.
And then, of course, Lisa, who's the producer.
Lisa, apparently Steve just can't say your name.
Lisa.
Listen, woman, stop. I'm going to call you Lisa. I'm going to call you Lisa. I'm going to call you short stuff. I'm going to call you girl that can't take shots. It's okay. You wait. When I come down and see you, when I'm down there for the final thing, I'm going to show you how to take a shot. We'll show you what it's done.
How about we all take shots and see who drinks who under the table?
Bet. Because
oh, that'll be fun. That would be fun.
Everyone come down for the last Axonar shoot. And yeah, we're going to be having some. Yes, it's Alyssa without the A. Thank you, Russell.
Russell, you're a traitor. Go back to Fleet 31. You're all right. No, but you know what? I'm bringing Hooper with me.
No.
Everybody under the table. So everybody, thank you for coming on.
I was going to say, if you bring Hooper, the contest is already over.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
If you do this again, whenever, let me know and I'll join you.
Everybody is always welcome. I really did not even know your husband Alex was the Alex who was DTS in operations. So I felt really bad. I didn't know. Okay, I got 5,500 people in this organization.
Okay, Steve, how did you miss the Axonar thing with both of them? Both of them.
Really? Okay, it's called having a life and running an organization with 5,500 people in it.
I mean, here's the thing. I've been in Starfleet.
Penalty.
Add it to the list of penalties I've already got. It's okay.
I've been in Starfleet like 25 years, and Alex has been in longer than me.
I have been in Starfleet for now almost 33 years. So
wow, you guys are that much older than me.
There you go.
No, Sarah has been a member since before she was born. Let's be honest there.
That's how my daughter is. My 9-year-old.
Fleet is how my parents met. It's how I met Alex, and I still knew he was DTS. Hell!
I had.
Oh, Steve, you're catching it, Steve. You're catching it, Steve.
I don't care. I'll catch it. It's all right.
Yeah. I wish I could reply to you.
Put yourself in the cat house.
Yeah, Steve, put the link to that panel in the comments for everyone if they want to keep watching.
It was beautiful. It was very talented.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I can't keep going. I delivered a lot of packages, over 400 packages myself today.
No, you're fine. I understand. Like I was saying,
send me a request so I can accept you as well, because
send me a friend request because I ain't gonna remember by morning.
Yeah, like I said, it's almost an hour
I am
long.
drinking you under the table, sir.
No, ma'am, you won't be able to. I've had people try; they fail horribly.
I will drink
Is that
you
a
under
challenge,
the table, sir.
That is a challenge because you know what? We'll sit there and drink, and I'll still be able to get up and walk away from the table while
There
you're
you go. Let's go. Pop.
Bet.
Yeah.
My last name is Beck. It's German. I will drink anyone under the table. Thank you.
And if my daughter's of age by that time, then she can drink you under the table.
Lisa, you're coming up here, and we're gonna have fun.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you get her a booster seat to sit on.
Oh fuck you, Steve. Fuck you.
You got to make.
See? Forget the booster seat. You're going dressed up like a baby.
See.
Hey, I can lend you my cat head.
See, some states require the back of your knees.
No.
Hey, I am 5'5", thank you. I can do a lot of different things. I just still have to crawl on the counter because the top shelf is too tall.
You, okay.
Hey, I blame my grandmothers for that one because one of my grandmothers was 5'2" and the other one was 5'0". And by the time that I was of age, like she was like 4 foot something. So I blame my mother's side of the family for the short. Because
Lisa, claim responsibility for your own insufficiencies.
That's right.
That's right.
Like I said, I'm 5'5". I am the average height. Okay. I say 5'5" because that's me rounding up. I am 5'4.5" tall. That is literally the average height of an American woman. Quite literally, I am that line.
So you must be Ferengi.
What's up? We love you.
Whoa! Ouch!
Because my mother.
Ouch.
No. This is not Axonar.
Lisa, at least you're not as short as my mother-in-law. My
How tall is
mother-in-law
she?
is the stereotype short, fat Jewish woman.
Oh gosh.
You had to put the fat in there?
Yes!
Yes!
Because they feed you constantly. Here, eat this. Here, eat this.
Wait, David's 5'4.5" as well. So I'm still taller than a lot of men.
Okay, listen. You guys are some short fuckers. I am 6'5" and 300 pounds.
No, you're just a tall fucker.
You are tall. You are a tall motherfucker, and you can't.
I'm standing up.
Hey, my mother is 6'1".
You're
okay,
a tall
and your mother is
motherfucker.
tall as shit. Like my
executive
brother
officer
is
is
6'3".
6'8", Steve.
My brother is 6'3". Okay, I am literally okay. So my brother's 6'3", my cousin is 6'5", my other cousin is 5'10". I am literally the only girl, and I'm 5'4.5". So
As
I
of
actually have
several
a fucking
years ago-
excuse.
As of several years ago, of myself, my biological brother, and my two cousins. So if we arrange us according to oldest to youngest, I am the shortest, and then it's Sharon, who is she's the next, and she's a little bit taller than me. Then it's Brian, and then for a while Sam was the tallest, or one of those two. But yeah, it was just like, wait, what? Eh?
Yeah. Like, me being so short is literally because on my dad's side of the family, I am the only girl. I'm
People
literally
think that Sam
only.
is the oldest because his birthday is September 1st, and
good
Sam and I
Lord.
are 23 months apart to the day. Whereas Sharon and I
Who has the car
are
insurance ad?
like 2 or 3 weeks apart.
Is to change the course of Western music.
What the fuck am I hearing?
I was going to ask the same
Yeah.
question.
I
Who
have
has
no
a
idea.
car insurance ad? Steve,
Not over
what are
here.
you listening to?
Steve, are you watching that porno again?
Have you put Pornhub on?
Or RedTube?
You need
Or
to go back.
Hentai Factor?
You need to go back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Starfleet After Dark.
There's a reason why it's after dark.
Yes.
Let me tell my father. Okay, I got it now. I'll think of that.
Yeah, Jerry, my BMI is not that great either.
1, 2, 3.
Whose is this?
I don't know, but I like the tune.
Yes, it's catchy.
So people got no reason.
That's right.
No reason. So people got no reason.
So this is what you do after hours, Steve. Now we know what you do.
Yeah, see, I'm actually a classically
Steve.
trained singer. There's a
Steve?
reason why all of my tattoos have something to do with music.
I am actually trained as well, Lisa.
I took multiple years of voice training, so
yes, I
like,
need more.
I'm
More I did this, never know.
ein Herzigfalken. I'm actually surprised I've not done that on any of the Axonar streams yet.
Lisa, we should do a 2 geek girls and we should sing something.
I've received extensive training to not sing.
See, I am
Me
the
too.
opposite. I mean, like I said, I actually had training to actually sing. I am a first soprano technically, but I am a switch hitter between first soprano, mezzo, and alto.
Oh, you're a switch hitter, huh?
Yes. I'm also pansexual.
Okay, I have a better story than that one, Steve.
This is not Axonar After Dark. You got to keep it clean. I answer to a board of directors.
This one is clean. This one is clean.
Hey.
So, my pastor's husband is a choral director. My former, anyway. Choral director. So, one day to get my mother's attention, he was working on getting me to sing an alto part when I normally sing soprano. So he could sing soprano 1 and 2. And then I could do alto 1 and 2. Now I can do a little more than that, but that's another point. So then, to get Susan's attention during our conversation, go, Sarah, my little bisexual singer! You have never seen someone's head spin so fast in your life.
Yes! Yes! I love it!
My life is getting people to I am a lesbian.
What the fuck are we listening to?
It's loud!
It's country!
Oh god, run away.
I know, right?
I just had to have. My mind told me
I should torturing us.
My heart's
We are
Barum maksud anda. Dikhajukan anak baru disesat.
I noticed you like giving Steve the finger a lot.
Yes, I use the finger a lot. I see you kidding.
But Paul, here's the funny thing.
Oh no,
Alex, bring her fur face over here, please.
When
That has become a joke.
She's going to have to get a stepladder to put that finger in my face.
No, I won't, because my brother is 6'3". I know exactly how to fucking do it. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I hear a cat fight coming on.
Oh, no, it won't be a cat fight. You're going to see me throw the cat in midair into oncoming traffic.
I know how to do it without having to throw a cat into oncoming
Finally,
traffic.
I have some reinforcements here. Thank you, Jesus.
Reinforcements inbound, sir.
Yeah, because
Good evening.
Paul
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Hello, dear.
Oh, he's dear and I'm asshole.
Yes.
I know, really? What did I do?
Until someone is an asshole to me, they're called dear.
Ooh, look, there goes another shot.
What?
Everyone say hi to Jinx.
Aww, that's adorable.
She's mommy's little
Hello,
girl.
Jinx.
This is going to be the Starfleet After Dark drinking program.
That's right.
Okay, let's go.
I've almost finished my bottle of Patron. Thank you.
Well,
Lisa,
guys, Russell, you
when
came
you're
on
allowed
at the
to
wrong
travel
time,
again,
so I'm
you're
actually
coming
getting
up
ready to end
here.
it.
Yes,
that?
I have
I
to.
said you came on the wrong time because I was in the process of ending it before these two took over again.
Oh God, that's how it usually goes, doesn't it? Good old
That's
After Dark.
how it works.
So
The more the merrier?
you'll have to come
Yeah,
on.
no, it's pretty standard operating procedure.
Yeah, Russell, you'll have to come on Tuesday night, man, because I'm getting ready to call it. I got
no problem.
A half hour. So, everybody, we were joined tonight with Paul Fesh, USS Aries, Lisa, what the hell?
Lisa
Lisa Beck, producer for Axonar, Commander Whitehorse.
It's not that difficult to say.
Sarah
It's an
Rosenzweig
sound.
and her husband Alex, who've both been in Starfleet for 30 years. I feel like an asshole because I did not know that. And last but not least, Marine Captain Russell Campbell.
So do we need to have like every episode that okay, this person gets to wear the dunce cap, and for this episode it's you, dear? Go sit in the corner.
There you go.
I'm just gonna jump one
I'm just
screen
glad it's not
over.
me. I'm just glad it's not. In all fairness, I'm just glad it's not me for a change.
So everybody,
you're good.
Yeah, you're good, Paul. I love having you on.
Yes.
So thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for
Thanks,
guys. Definitely wasn't planning on going 2 hours tonight, but hey, it's fun to get on here and interact, especially with our new Axonar friends that we've got coming in the fleet. even the sorry one that we're gonna have to teach take properly, but we'll get that done.
I was gonna say, have we had an after hours not last more than 2 hours yet?
Dude, we haven't. That's the sad part. And this always
hey, Lisa,
so
may I
like,
make a suggestion?
We need to fix this.
I plan for 1 hour episodes is what I've always planned for.
Listen, if I may make a suggestion, this might be the middle finger might be like your chapter salute to the Commander Starfleet. You might want to make that official.
Yes.
Or you could just make a new. You could just make a new uniform insignia. Just say it's one of the other ships in the era. The other Ares class.
There you go.
Well, I mean,
I don't
considering
think
Axanar already has
even money. I was gonna say. Yes.
Oh, sound.
The sound power.
Oh, I was gonna say I got the name and everything. Like.
But how do you not know my husband is the DPS, the admiral that everybody talks to?
You know why? Because I've never seen him on Facebook. Ever.
He's everywhere on Facebook, honey. Everywhere.
I met him within like.
Okay, do you want a motherfucking cookie? I mean, come on now.
Everybody, come on.
I've met him. And I was out of uniform for over a decade.
He's the
Alex is one of the first people I ever met from Starfleet outside of my region.
Oh.
Okay. And you're here, so how the fuck do you not know?
I've known Alex for
You're so out of the
25
loop,
years.
Well, remember, guys, I've only got this one term and I'm done. So
yeah, you just keep saying that. We'll see.
No,
dude, I'm you say that.
You still say that, but we'll see about that.
After today and the information that came across my desk and the constant hateful harassment and bitching.
Okay, let's just be honest.
I know why Dan Toole was counting down the months because my ass got torn up today because I have the Academy site offline.
Oh my God!
It's not a technical issue. I don't
understand why. Why would they? There's no need to. The bottom line, there's no need for them to tear you up over that. That's unnecessary. It just isn't.
And
it's
ludicrous. My response was, we could not get. It wasn't GDPR compliant. So I wanted it offline until the SSL security cert was uploaded. Where now we got it where it's going to cover everything. So everything that ends in sfi.org will be covered. But Site5, who is our hosting company, is jerking us around. So they only uploaded it to the main site. Well, we need it.
Who is your hosting?
Site5 are one of the process of changing.
Okay.
Just because they run the
definitely change that because I've never heard good things about them. Change it.
Yeah.
The one good thing about it is they run cross servers for their subdomains.
Alex,
which is why they have to do the SSL.
Alex, I'll tell you, dude, I get cussed out. I get cussed out daily, and now I understand why Dan was so upset.
Well, and here's the thing: you're not necessarily responsible for that shit because of the fact that I mean, like every different country has different server compliance things. Like obviously the EU has different things versus the US, for example. And so like you have to get individual compliance for Google to show you something.
Hell, I got blamed for the damn bank accounts getting hacked like it was my fault.
No, that's not your fault at all.
But this is where you say, not my monkeys, not my circus. Here's what I'm responsible for as your CS.
You know, technically, the only thing I am responsible for...
Steve, if I may?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just very quickly, I understand you get cussed out a lot, and that sucks, but just be aware of the fact that there's a bunch of us who actually think you're doing a good job and appreciate everything, too. I hope you know that there's a lot of us out there.
Exactly.
Come on.
Like, honestly, Steve, you're doing a great job from what I've been able to see.
You just wait.
I'm new to SFI.
Everyone is very inclined to, when something goes wrong, to say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But if everything is going copacetic, very few people will say, hey, you're doing fucking amazing.
Yeah. Exactly.
So just remember that
and that's
you
the
are.
thing.
And Steve, And Steve, I've been through multiple administrations in this organization, many. I've been a member since the early '90s, and I've seen ones that have done really great, and I've seen ones that, to be fairly, weren't great. I was going to use harsher language.
I've seen
I
crash
didn't
and
catch a
burn.
lot of
I've
crap,
seen
but bottom
really
line, you
good.
do a good job.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep,
and
big time.
Steve, like, as much as I joke around with you, like, from what I've seen,
we joke around because we love you.
Exactly. Like, like, you're
Especially
doing
with the official
job.
Steve Parmley Axnar salute.
Like, you're doing a great job. Everyone can bitch about it, but there's so many because SFI is across the entire world. You are doing a great job from what I've been able to see. Okay.
I appreciate it, but
I see you're doing well from sitting in this organization for 33 freaking years.
well, this will definitely not be a second term.
I was going to say too. You know my story a little bit.
You can't
I have
let
three.
some of these things get to you.
That's fine if it's not, but
I was going to say I have 3 members from that had nothing good to say about SFI for the past 20 years, and they're seriously considering rejoining, mainly due to the fact of this administration and the changes they're seeing.
Exactly.
And see, the main problem we have is we still have some older members, and I'm not saying anything bad about our older members, but we have still some of those older members that stuck in the good old boy club and don't want to see any change.
People will never be happy, honey.
And like I
No
told,
matter what the fuck you do.
and I told one of them, and Hooper backed me up on this. This is a Star Trek club, okay? We're a Star Trek club that does not embrace technology.
And we need to start. We need to start, or we're gonna get ourselves
the way of the
in...
dodo.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the fact that, I mean, technology is changing. It's always changing, and we need to make sure that we're embracing that. And I understand that Star Trek fans are literally across like 50 plus years of fans. I do. I really and truly do, and I embrace that fact. I love the fact that there are so many people across so many different generations that
we're
love
so
Star Trek.
Diverse, but we're so alike.
Exactly, and
because that's what brings us together is the love.
Exactly.
But in order to also adjust to the different generations that are also becoming parts of SFI and everything, we also have to adjust to making sure that the new technologies are
would be willing
becoming a part of it.
To bet that most of our membership population are older and less technology centric, which is why, as an organization, we're not moving those things forward.
I would agree with you. Yeah. And it's sad. And I really wish that more people were more adaptive.
Even myself personally, speaking on a personal level as a CEO and those things, I want to evolve on higher fleet level things, but the thing that stops me, Alex will attest to this, I don't have good written communication. Give me something I can talk like this, I'm your girl. But if you expect me to write stuff, yeah, ask him how hard he has to work to get me to write stuff for the newsletter. When you see the MSR submitted for the Avenger, who do you think wrote that up? And then I give my squeegee stamp of approval before it gets submitted.
Well,
it's not me doing that writing.
Yeah,
who does the crew notes for every monthly meeting? It's my husband. Because I can't do the writing crap.
I can do the writing thing because of the fact that, like, literally I have had the training for it. I was a communications major, a politics minor, and while I don't necessarily totally understand why, like, things like TikTok have broken out as a...
I hate TikTok. Oh,
me too.
But here's the thing. Things like TikTok are the future. At least for the foreseeable future. And so we do have to embrace them, at least for a little while. And
if I may...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, very quickly. The thing is, I think we can. I think a lot of people sometimes think when we do this, moving forward with the new technology and evolving the club, that we're like abandoning the history of it. We can respect the history of the organization and everything that's come from, while still evolving and embracing the newer technology and other things. I just think
Because we need the newer technology because
absolutely
we're getting
Exactly.
agreed.
stagnant in not wanting to pull the younger generation in because we're not
Exactly.
touching them in a way that they understand.
And that's why, like, while I don't necessarily totally agree with how TikTok runs, because, like, I feel like TikTok is just the new evolution of Vine. And I think that just like Vine, it is going to go the way of the dodo because of how quickly it's going to go out of style.
So if y'all don't know this bozo.
Oh, I love that comment. I love that comment.
That's my aide de camp. That's his secondary account.
Oh God.
So,
freaking A. I remember my MySpace account.
I gotta go. Thank you all for talking. Please come back. You guys are always welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, if
It was
I am
It was a
available,
pleasure, Steve. Thanks for letting me come on.
you're
Thank
always
you.
welcome.
if I am
Thank you.
available, by all means, send me a message. With the link, I will join you.
So
I will happily join as well.
anybody that you guys know that does video graphics, I need a video made.
Okay. I will message our graphic designer for
I need
Axnar and
something
see-
that Alec has at the front of his video, so I could have something playing and not have to keep going to YouTube to get music and that stuff. So like how he has his video playing before Axnar, or I would like to try to get something like that.
Okay, go ahead and message Alec real quick, and because I don't know the exact details behind all of that. See what he did for that, and if not, I know I can have something. I will have Josh make something for you and I will poke him and prod him if I need to, because Archetype, the reason why I have at Archetype as part of my name on here is because of the fact that beyond XNR, I actually am I do social media for an Atlanta-based production company as well. So, Archetype LLC is our Instagram and everything like that. So like look us up, but I will also make sure that I poke my boyfriend who does that kind of stuff. He's a graphic artist, but he primarily does lighting for things like if you see in the background the Avengers Endgame, he did lighting on that, for example. So yeah, I will make sure that we try to do stuff for that.
Because I got to get more people watching or get more people interacting. I've never had more than 40. Sadly.
Send me the information beyond just me joining you as well, so that I can see some of the demographic stuff. Because you're on Facebook and YouTube, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. At least send me a screenshot of how everything is broken down versus your YouTube versus Facebook users, so that I can try and look at how everything is broken down so I can help you.
Sweet. All right, guys. Thank you all.
Have a good night, honey.
I'm out.
Live long and prosper, everyone.
Night,
we love
Steve.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Life.
See you
Live
later.
long and prosper. Everyone be safe.